Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Healeyverse. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made my own Meteor Hammer, because I'll be honest guys, 2 days I've been at it now and I am pretty hooked. So yeah, should be a relatively quick one. I'm going to sit and make it with you now. I'm not going to record this ahead of time. I have all the pieces I need right here. These 4 things. Some salt, a dog lead, 4 meters long, piece of material long enough to act like a flag, and 2 old socks. And that's all we need. No, it isn't. 5 things. Can't bang, I've got the microphone attached to the table. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, pull ourselves a decent sized chunk of cling film. Next, we're going to steal a measuring bowl from whoever you know that has a measuring bowl. In the measuring bowl goes, see, I don't know if you will be able to see it, but 100 grams of sugar. Next thing we're going to do, 100 grams of sugar onto the cling film. Move this back out of the way. Next, what you're going to do is take your 2 sides of your cling film, fold them in, fold the bottom of it up, hold these together and stand your little wrap upright. That will just get all your sugar nice and tightly packed, which it's up to you how much you want to squash it in. Obviously the more you squash it, the less it will move, the firmer it will hit you. Now mine's pretty compact and I maybe have a little bit of bruising on one of my legs. So that's the first one, and then just for the sake of safety and not blowing it up on the first use, the second one, that then goes inside. I mean, there's kind of the first bit and probably the most difficult bit of this entire process. The next part, in the sock. If any of you have seen Scum, you know what this ends up being. So one thing I did do was tie this in, just so that it gave a bit of a hammer point in front of the bag of sugar, because this will end up being the front, the hit inside. Then you're going to turn your sock inside out and pull the bag back inside it again. Next thing you do is drop that sock into your second sock. Get that in evenly as you can. Yep. And then it is up to you whether or not you want to tie that bit or not. You don't have to. I'm probably not going to bother. In fact, yeah, no, I will. Next thing you're going to do is tie this off. Tie it down as you can, as far down as you can, so that you are left with this. Now, that is a firm striking surface, but it's also quite nicely padded. I'm making this one for Katie, so I've used 2 thicker socks so that if it does hit her, it's not going to be quite as aggressive. So, next thing. What I did at this point was I attached my hammers to this side of the lead. I've since realised there's no need to do that because the lead does clip over itself, which means you can attach this side around your wrist. So, this time around, I'm going to be using this side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand through the lead, grab the lower part of the lead and pull it through. So you end up with this. I'm then going to pull the sock through to the loop, anchor that down into it, and then I'm going to tie the sock around that, but not like that because that absolutely didn't work at all. How did I do this again? There we go. That was it. Tie that onto that. I realised what we did differently. I'm leaving it too long. So that comes through here again, which leaves us a little bit less of a tail pulling off the back, because I just left it a little bit too long on that last one. Then we tie that again, cinch it right up. Then you're going to take the handle end of your lead, wrap it over itself like this. You're going to pull that back end of the sock through, and then we're going to attempt to tie this through itself. Pull the tension from this all the way back so that they are now locked together. And there you have it. Now, the last thing that we do, which I hadn't noticed when I first started watching people using this, I say people using this, we all know who I was watching use this. When I first started watching Instructor Ben set, I didn't notice that his Meteor Hammers all had like a little flight thing going off at the end of it. So obviously I've had to since start adding that on as well, but it's easy enough. All I do, take your piece of material, you're going to tie it just above, I think, where your Meteor Hammer is going to sit, and then I'm going to take that, pull that through, making all the racket today, and then cinch that off as well. And there you have it. That is it, all done. Now the reason I've opted to do it this way is because rather than having to loop it around your hand time and time and time again, I figure you can get the rough amount of slack that you need doing the old T-pose method. Stand out, make sure it's reaching about the length of your ankle is about the length that apparently you're supposed to have them reaching. So you do your little T-pose, and I figured from that point then, all you have to do is keep that place there, grab that, wrap this around, and then, with all the patience in the world of a single-handed man, you can then anchor it onto yourself like so, and then you're strapped. You are ready to go. Bring it around to the front. There you have it. One Meteor Hammer. It's up to you which way you prefer to do it. Honestly, I did use this side on the other side for my other ones, but it does run the risk of, if you don't get hit by the sock or the strap, might get hit by this. So I'd recommend doing it that way, purely for your safety. You're all grown-ups, you can do whatever you like, but I've warned you, you don't want to get hit by this. And don't get me wrong, you're not going to be taking out any bad guys with it, but it will help you train and not take yourself out. I have made a couple of others at this point using both this method, and actually I've made another one that's basically a ratchet strap with a couple of socks wrapped over the top of the metal ratchet part. Not fun to hit yourself with, but it does encourage you not to hit yourself. I'll give it that. I'm going to leave it there before I start rambling too much. I hope that this has been useful for anyone that's decided they want to give it a go, and if you couldn't follow along with the knots I did, it's relatively simple. Like I say, you pull the lead through itself for this one and then tie the sock onto itself. This one, you tie your strap around the lead and then tie your lead around the strap, and you're done. So we're going to go and give this one a go, and we'll let you know how it goes on the next one. If you haven't already by this point, maybe you'd consider liking and subscribing, because we're getting creative now. Have fun making your own thing. And if you do decide to make your own thing, tag us in it. And if you make it better than ours, tag us in it and tell us that we need to do better, because we want to learn all the different ways. This is just my way of doing it. Maybe you've got a better way. Maybe you've seen someone else who has a better way. Let me know. I want to know the better way as well. So, hope you've enjoyed this video, and we will see you on the next one, guys. Whatever that could be. Probably something nerdy and LARPy. Oh, and also, if you haven't already, maybe consider checking out our Patreon, because I'm feeling pretty quiet over there, and you know, we want to be able to get nice things too. And we do have Katie's visa coming up, so we're very tight on our budget at the minute, and would appreciate any help that any one of you can offer us, because yeah, we want to make sure she can stay here and help me keep making cool stuff and doing cool training and making cool comedy videos and talking about geeky stuff on all our other channels. If you haven't, feel free to go check them out. They'll be down there somewhere. If not, then there should be another video somewhere that, if you feel like letting your YouTube algorithm do its thing and keep playing through, then I'll see you in a minute. But from the past, YouTube. Be a nice short video, he said. Somehow we got a bigger table and I've got less space than ever. This has taken me longer to set up to film than it did to actually make. You won't see this just anywhere, for good reason probably. Alright, I have one bruise on my shin. Well, not even my shin, it's my calf. Oh, I just poked it. And I'm pretty sure it's from this. So, consider yourselves warned. Do you mind? And tether myself nice and easily.